Winter is upon us, and living in a van, especially overnight, can get pretty chilly. I'm Stefan. It's always good to see you here. Welcome back. Welcome for the first time. If you're new to the channel, it's always good to see the family growing. Let's get right into it. Here are 9 hacks that I came up with over the years, I personally use, and it will help improve keeping warm drastically. Now, it's important to note that I do have a heater installed in my van. Hasn't always been the case, and to be honest, it's the most helpful in the mornings before I get out of bed. I just have a remote, I click the button, but enough of that, of me talking about my sexy heater. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm putting this on tape. Number 1, as you can see, I have windows all over the van. It used to be a passenger van, but I do have insulation that goes in each window, and some of them have thermal curtains. Well, the one on the side does. Then I have a thermal curtain that closes from the seats to the back area. It keeps the temperature at bay here in the living area. If you have a vent in your van, which I do, I have this vent right here, another one in the front, smaller one. So during the winter at night, I do try to keep a little bit of ventilation, but I just crack it just a bit, just so I have air and oxygen coming in. But other than that, I don't open it fully. It's been very rare where I actually don't crack it open at all, and that will help with keeping the heat back in the van. The reason I do crack it just a bit is because I do have propane and butane underneath the van. To be safe, I need to get oxygen in. You will actually be surprised if you keep your hand where the vent is cracked open, you'll feel cold. So that does come in. Number 3 is not only a pair or 2, whatever, I think a pair is enough, a pair of the thick socks to sleep in, but I also have thermals, like underneath the clothes, thermals, stuff that you could probably even wear when you're snowboarding. Put it underneath the pajamas. That helps greatly. Actually, for me, it's a bit too much. I get sweaty at night, but it does help if you like to be super warm at night. I've been in 30 degrees weather without a heater. Those thermals did wonders. Something that everybody kind of knows, but I feel like people forget, is to have some sort of hot beverage or anything before bed. I have hot tea, and it doesn't only help me to warm up a little bit, but it also helps me to sleep because I get some tea that relaxes me. So it's very, very beneficial. Sometimes I have 2. Number 5, I have a down comforter blanket and then just a regular blanket. Hasn't always been the case. I have also been in 30-degree weather, 30-degree Fahrenheit. I'm from the United States. Only with the blanket. That was not a pretty morning, I have to say. It was really, really cold. That's when I actually decided to go not only grab a down comforter, but also see how I can install a heater in the van. Of course, after getting the down comforter, I waited another year, I think, before I got the heater. I just needed to bundle up more than I did the previous night. I really, literally went and got something the next day. Okay, so the reason I say that my heater that I have in the van is mostly beneficial during the morning is because of this next tip. So let's say I turn the heater on, which I do before bed, and then, I turn it off once it's hot. I have plenty of heat in the van accumulated, and then, overnight it's gonna go down, but it's gonna keep me initially warm. That could be done without a heater. It's just pretty obvious, and I'm sure a lot of you are actually doing it, is just drive around a little bit, heat up the van in the back as well with the car's heater. Yeah, you do waste gas doing that, but that's a possibility that, hey, if it's really, really cold, you gotta do what you gotta do. You can drive the van for maybe half an hour around town, get that heat going, blasting in here. Because of that, an additional heater wouldn't be really necessary. Tip number 7 is one of the tips that I actually haven't practiced yet, is getting a sleeping bag. I don't like to sleep in sleeping bags. I know a lot of people that don't like to sleep in sleeping bags, but they make some pretty thick ones out there. And if that's your last resort, sleeping bag does really well. I just don't like them because I feel trapped in them, but that's just me. Wow, you guys made it this far. You're amazing. Thanks for watching. Okay, tip number 8. At night, I leave my clothes that I'm gonna be wearing in the morning close to where I can reach out of bed, grab them and warm them up under the blanket with me. That way when I put them on in the morning, I don't have cold clothes. I'm careful not to wrinkle them too much, but other than that, that's a great tip that everybody should use. Super simple. Since it's warm underneath the blanket, warm up the clothes that you're gonna be wearing, and you won't have to put cold clothes on you. And we've all done that. I know this for a fact. Last tip, and it's actually what I'm doing right now, is leave my van in the sun. It'll warm it up. It'll really at least warm it up to 80 degrees or something. If you're in the van, right before the sun goes down, cover everything if you have windows, which I do. But if you don't have windows, whatever you can do to keep that warm in, like the curtain up front, maybe you just have windows in the back. Whatever the case is, once you get to that temperature, right before the sun goes down, cover everything. And it will definitely help keep the van warmer a little bit longer before you jump into bed. What it also does is pretty much eliminates whatever moisture is in here, because it's just really dry, just coming down. And that's just really bad for any van to have moisture in. It's gonna come in, that's how it is. It's a small place. We produce moisture ourselves. I also have kind of a bonus tip, how to shower in a van. Check out this video up here to check that out. Don't miss that. Thank you for watching as always. Thank you for being here as always. I will see you guys in the next one.